What is up, everyone? Oscar here with a new and happy video. The Washington football team defeats the Philadelphia Eagles 27-17, and all I gotta say is, Eagles fans and the Eagles had it coming. They had it coming. They got cocky, and a nice callback. Last year, the Washington football team was up 17-0, and they let that game get away from them, and the final score was 34 to something. It was like 34 to 20, 34-24, something like that last year. And the Eagles were up 17-0, and here's the thing. So that first half was ugly. I'm gonna go with the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm gonna give the three keys of the good, the bad, the ugly in at the end of the video. But wow, all I gotta say is that game was just one. Like, that first half was very ugly. Dwayne Haskins, that offense just it showed that they needed a preseason, because training camp was not enough for them. Dwayne Haskins was off. The running game wasn't going anywhere. They were punting, and it was just like, I was just, again, seven. And the Eagles, the defense was holding up. Congratulations go out to Ryan Kerrigan. He was able to break the sack record. He ended up with 2 sacks, I believe, maybe 3. No, 2 sacks and a forced fumble. But I'll get into that. But he was able to break that record early in the game. Had 2 sacks in that first quarter. The defense came to play. Because, you saw Chase Young, Ryan Kerrigan, Montez Sweat. Now you can see what this defense can do in a 4-3 scheme. Not that stupid 3-4 scheme that Greg Manusky was having this defense play. Now you see that 4-3 scheme. I think so. I predicted 3 or 4 sacks for this team. That 3 or 4 sacks on Carson Wentz. Doubled that. The Washington football team ended up with 8 sacks. 8 sacks, and the defense was the key to winning this game, because it was 17-0 heading towards the end of the half, and then there was an interception by Jimmy Moreland. Jimmy Moreland. No. Fabian Moreau. Fabian Moreau got that first interception, and that the Washington football team took that and never looked back. They scored 17. They scored the touchdown at the end of the half. They trailed 17-7 in the locker room. Philadelphia had the ball, and Jimmy Moreland played very well in that second half. Was responsible for the second interception that I believe was given to Landon Collins, but I'm not sure. But wow, again, the 2 interceptions led to 2 touchdowns for the Washington football team. Dwayne Haskins didn't blow us away. He threw 17 of 31 for 150 something, I believe, or 170 something. Again, not those, and a touchdown, but it was a much needed touchdown for this team. Again, the offense really didn't blow away. Peyton Barber had 2 rushing touchdowns, and the final touchdown, I believe, was the one that sealed it. Again, we were down 17 to. I'm just still shocked. Down 17-0. The Eagles could not score a touchdown for all they were worth in the second half. We kept the Eagles scoreless in the second half. Oh, it was 32-27 last year. Just a side note, it's 32-27. But when we were up 17-0 last year. But wow, the Eagles were just shut out in the second half. The defense came to play. Like, we were already at three sacks or 4. Yeah, we were at 3 or 4 sacks in the second half, and then a few sacks later. Like, this defensive line is going to set the tone for the Washington football team. It is going to set the tone. That is unreal. 8 sacks on Carson Wentz. two interceptions. Of course, Jimmy Moreland and Fabian Moreau, were responsible for that. And here's the thing: we were without Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller was injured, so he did not play in this game. So we were coming in banged up. The Eagles were coming in banged up. Hence the reason why they gave up those 8 sacks. Their offensive line was in tatters. They were in tatters. And Carson Wentz had a few fumbles as well, but he gained some of those back. But it was just... and then the final fumble, Chase Young forced it, and Ryan Kerrigan recovered it, and that did the Eagles. Because I remember the Redskins the Washington football team ties at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I'm like 17-17. All right, cool. And next thing you know, the Eagles, punt, and then the Washington football team goes down the field, and it's like 4th down and 2, and I'm like, all right, Washington, and I guess I still have that Jay Gruden, conservative, esque, mentality. And I was thinking that, we're tied 17 in the 4th, kick the field goal, give Dustin Hopkins another field goal, because, a lead is better than failing on 4th down. But, the way that this defense was playing, Carson Wentz probably wouldn't have done nothing in that with that drive. But that led to the touchdown, 24-17. Of course, the strip sack ended up happening, giving us a 27-17 lead at the end of at the 2-minute warning. And then there's just a few kneel downs. And again, I'm very ecstatic for this team. 27-17 coming from 17 down. Again, the Eagles had it coming. They got cocky, 17-0. And here's the thing. I was literally saying, oh no, when I saw that 17-0, the Eagles looked like they were going to run away with the game. They looked like they were going to run away with the game, and we were going to, the Washington football team was not going to do anything. Like, they were going to run away with it. But then in Ron Rivera, we trust, 17-0. Unbelievable. Come back, win it. So let's get into the good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the defense, the defensive line, and parts of the secondary. Because the secondary was questionable at the beginning of this game, and they didn't get back into it until the second half. The good was the defensive line, 8 sacks, forced a few fumbles, even though we didn't get them until the end of the game. But the defensive line was the good. Dwayne Haskins didn't throw an interception. That is some good. So, that is the good of the game. The bad was us, our offensive line was in tatters as well. The Eagles, got a few sacks here and there. We weren't able to actually convert third downs either. So that's another bad. We were not able to convert on third downs. Just we got to fix that again. I guess the wide receiving again. This is the beginning of our preseason. We didn't have a preseason, 4-game preseason start. We had to start off with training camp, so I understand that Dwayne Haskins and that offense need to get their legs under them. But, that is the bad of this game. The ugly were the penalties. We got to minimize the penalties. Just too many, I was talking about the 2 interceptions that Carson Wentz threw. It could have been, and he could have had 3 if it wasn't for Matt Ioannidis, coming across the line and costing. The penalties were a lot at the first half. We gotta fix those. It cost us a 3-and-out. It cost us a sack. It cost us, turnovers. So that is the ugly. The penalties. We gotta fix those. Other than that, a lot of good. Dwayne Haskins didn't throw any interceptions. Peyton Barber had 2 touchdowns. To my surprise, I actually thought that it would be Antonio Gibson or J.D. McKissick getting the touchdowns, but I guess not. Peyton Barber, it's a running back by committee, and that proved it. Peyton Barber was the one to score the touchdowns, and then Logan Thomas, the lone touchdown catch for him. from Dwayne Haskins. But yeah, guys, that is my reaction. The defense was key today. 8 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. I'm excited to see where this team goes. A lot of the football analysts, and I watch the NFL Network, Cynthia, I can't remember her last name, their projected score was Philadelphia winning it by 2 touchdowns. It was 26-17. Philadelphia winning it. It's the other way around. Washington wins it 27-17. But until then, guys, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share. I forgot to put that at the beginning of my video. But that is it for me, guys. Until next time, this was Oscar. Peace.